Hello, we are the Fair Political Practices Commission, or the FPPC, and we would like to welcome you to our video series for Form 700 filers. This module will discuss how to complete Schedule A-2 for investments in stocks, bonds, and other interests where your ownership interest is 10% or greater. Please note that advice can be fact-specific and that you should not rely on this video alone for help. We are available by phone or email if you'd like to contact us directly with your questions. Additionally, there are several other resources which we will discuss later in this video. Also note that during the video, we will refer to both the Form 700 and the Statement of Economic Interests. These are in fact the same document, but in general, the Form 700 is the form before it has been completed, while the statement is a completed form. To get to the Form 700 page on our website, start at our homepage and click on the box that says File a Form 700. The page that opens not only has a link to the form, but to other resources that we will be discussing during this module. Supplemental materials such as the reference pamphlet, the Excel form, the gift and travel fact sheet, and amendment schedules can be very helpful to you when completing your statement. You will use Schedule A-2 if you have more than a 10% interest in a business or trust, and if the assets in the business or trust are reportable per your agency's Conflict of Interest Code. Please note that you must also disclose reportable businesses or trusts owned by your spouse, registered domestic partner, or children in addition to those you own in your own name. If you earn commission income and receive a 1099 rather than a W-2 at the end of the year, you will also use Schedule A-2. Realtors often use this schedule to report their income. If you have a business of the type that your Conflict of Interest Code requires you to disclose, you need only report it if it is located in your agency's jurisdiction, doing business in your jurisdiction, planning to do business in your jurisdiction, or has done business in your jurisdiction during the previous 2 years. If you have a trust with assets that are of the type that your Conflict of Interest Code requires you to disclose, you need only report it if it holds investments or real estate valued at $2,000 or more during the reporting period. Please note that for a business or trust to be reportable, the assets of the trust or business must come from sources that are reportable per your agency's Conflict of Interest Code. You may find that your code narrows what you must disclose. For training purposes, this video assumes that the assets of your trust or business are reportable per your agency's Conflict of Interest Code. For more information on how Conflict of Interest codes may limit your disclosure requirements, please see our Need to Know video. Finally, if you are filing an annual statement, you must report assets that you've held, purchased, or sold in the last calendar year. If you are filing an assuming office statement or a candidate statement, you should report the assets you hold on the day you assume office. If you are filing a leaving office statement, you must report the assets that you've held since you filed your last annual statement. This is a list of the types of reportable interests you may have to disclose on Schedule A-2. As previously discussed, you would report a business or trust. Additionally, you may have to report corporate bonds, any rental properties held by your business or trust, as well as your pro rata share in a partnership. For example, if your business owns a warehouse where you keep supplies, you would report it on Schedule A-2. And if your family trust holds stock in Microsoft, you would hold it on this schedule as well. Please note that even if your business is not active during the reporting period, you must still disclose it if it is located in or doing business in your jurisdiction. For more information on what to report on Schedule A-2, see the Form 700 instructions and the reference pamphlet. Fortunately, there are many types of interests that you do not have to report. If your business or trust holds assets that generate various types of government income, you probably do not have to report them. Nor should you report stock dividends, income from a government-defined pension plan, or interest in insurance policies. If your trust holds your personal residence or a vacation home and you do not rent them to others, you would not report them, even if they are located in your jurisdiction. Please note that you do not have to report a trust if it does not have reportable assets. If you have a reportable business or trust, you will have to complete Schedule A-2. Start by entering the name of the business or trust and indicate which it is. You may not use acronyms. Enter the address of the business or trust. We recommend that you use a business address. If you are reporting a trust, you do not have to complete the box in Section 1. Simply check the box that says Trust and move to Section 2. If you are reporting a business, then you must provide the information requested in the box. This example shows an IT consulting business, so the box is completed. The box in Section 1 provides details on your business. Again, if you are disclosing a trust, you do not have to provide information for this section of the form. Enter a brief description of the business and check the appropriate box to indicate the fair market value of the business. This is the amount for which you would sell it on the day you complete the form. You must describe your interest in the business as well as your position in it. Please note that if you bought or sold the business during the reporting period, fill in the dates as indicated. If you own the business at the start of the reporting period and did not sell it during that time, you do not have to enter any dates. If you are reporting a business or a trust, you must complete Section 2 and 3 of Schedule A-2. In Section 2, first you must check the box to indicate your pro rata share of the gross income earned by the business or trust during the reporting period. Remember, the gross income is the money earned before you subtract expenses, salaries, taxes, etc. If there was a business, individual, or other single source from whom you received $10,000 or more during the reporting period, you must provide the name of the source or sources. If it is a person, provide the first and last names. You should not report the address or other identifying information of the source. If there was no source of $10,000 or more, then you must check the box to indicate none. Some filers may be concerned by disclosing the names of these sources as they are customers or clients. This is understandable, and it is something that officials must contend with when they decide to become a public servant. If you feel strongly about disclosing the names of these sources, you may request a waiver by sending a message to advice@fppc.ca.gov. When making such a request, please explain why you feel a waiver is necessary. In rare circumstances, the waiver may be granted. This slide shows a source of $10,000, and we only know the name of the source is Stuart Johnson. We do not know where the source lives or how much more than $10,000 our filer received from the source. You need only complete Section 4 if your business or trust has reportable investments or real property. If the interest is an investment, check the box to indicate that and provide the name of the company. If you are reporting real property, check that box and provide the address or parcel number of the property. This slide shows that Clark's consulting business owns real property in Waterford, California. If the business or trust holds more than one investment or property, attach a list of these other interests to your statement, being sure to indicate that it's an addendum to Schedule A-2. If you are filing electronically, you will be able to insert as many interests as needed. Please note that if you have investments or real property that are not held by a business or trust, those should be reported on other schedules, not A-2. Check the box to indicate the highest fair market value of the asset during the reporting period. If you are not sure what that was and you must research the value, you may wish to keep records of your research. If you bought or sold the asset during the reporting period, fill in the dates as indicated. If you own the asset at the start of the reporting period and did not sell it during that time, you do not have to enter any dates. The example on this slide indicates that the filer held the property at the beginning of the reporting period and did not sell it during the reporting period. You must describe your interest in the asset. If you are renting the property from someone else, enter the time remaining on the lease. You do not have to report leasehold interest valued at less than $2,000, or if you are renting the property month to month. Again, if you have more assets that will fit on the page, you may attach a list to your statement. Be sure to note that this is an addendum to Schedule A-2 and check the box on the schedule to indicate additional attachments. If you have any clarifying information, you may insert comments in the space provided. The hard copy of the Form 700 has places to report 2 different assets. If you have more than 2, that's good news for you. In that case, you can either copy the schedule as many times as needed, or you can report the investments on the Excel version of Schedule A-2. The advantage of using the spreadsheet is that you can save it for next year's filings. It will be easier to make changes to an existing document rather than entering the data again on next year's form. You can find the Excel version on FPPC's website. If you are filing electronically, the system will allow you to add as many investments as you must report. They will all be saved for your next filing, and you will be able to add, delete, or edit information as needed at that time. If after submitting your completed statement you discover that you've made an error or left off a reportable interest, you should amend your statement as soon as possible. You do not need to complete the entire form again, only the schedule or schedules where there are errors. Amendment schedules are located on the Form 700 page. Please note that the amendment will be attached to your original statement and that your original statement will not be discarded. If you have further questions on completing your Form 700, we are available to help. For questions on what to disclose or how to disclose it, call us at the number above or send us an email. If you are having technical problems with your agency's e-filing system, please contact the filing officer at your agency to see who provides support for your system. If you are having technical issues with the FPPC system, please send an email to the address noted on this slide. This concludes the training module for Schedule A-2 of the Form 700. We hope that you will watch our other videos for Form 700 filers to learn about other schedules. Please note that you may want to complete the cover page last so you'll know which schedules to attach to your completed statement, if any. Thank you for your interest in FPPC training.